Hi, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about living with a roommate. So first, I want you to please read these house rules. And what do you think about them? For example, we have if you open it, close it. If you take it out, put it back. If you unlock it, lock it. If you turn it on, turn it off. If you use it up, refill or replace it. If you value it, take care of it. If you break it, admit it and fix it. If you cannot fix it, find someone who can. If it belongs to someone, get permission to use it. If you borrow it, return it. And if you make a mess, clean it up. If you're done with it, put it back. If you don't know where it goes, ask. In my opinion, these are good house rules to have because the coexistence between the people living together is going to be very peaceful and nice. What about you? What do you think? Okay, let's continue. So, I want you to think about the rules that you have in your house. Let's pause the video and write down a few ideas so we can share. Okay, great. Now, I want you to please go to student book page 74. Read the text and find out if any of your house rules are mentioned in the text. Pause the video while you work on this, please. And remember to have this ready for our class. Okay, great. Now, let's continue working in the workbook, this time on exercise B. Here, we need to complete the expressions in the questions with words from the article. For example, do you often have friends? If you don't know, you can check in the text. You should have friends over. Now pause the video and work on the rest, please. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and check your answers. 2. Keep running out of cash. Ever wake anyone up? 4. Put off doing chores. 5. Go over your bills. 6. Always give things back. Stay calm if a problem comes up. 8. Come up with ideas for meals. Have to put up with noisy neighbors. 10. Ever try to give up bad habits? Look forward to family dinners. And the last, always clean up your mess. Did you have the same? Great. Now, if you're not sure about any of this phrase means, then please check it out so we can all share in class. Now, let's continue. Now, please, let's read the sentences and let's think about this. What is special about these words? And can you separate them? If you notice, we are using phrasal verbs. Now, about if we can separate them or not, some of them are possible to separate, but some of them are not possible to separate. So, that's what we're going to be talking about. But first, let's identify the objects in the sentences. For example, I don't usually have friends over. In this case, the object is going to be friends. Now pause the video and work on the rest. Okay, great. So my mom keeps running out of cash. In this case, cash is the object. He always comes up with great ideas for his jobs. Great ideas is going to be our object. We are looking forward to celebrating her birthday. In this case, celebrating her birthday is going to be the object. When I get back late, I try to come in as quietly as possible. In this case, we don't have any object. So that takes us to the next question. Do all of the verbs have an object? No, not all of them do. And if you notice, in the verbs that have an object, we have the first one, have friends over. We separated the verb. But in the next one, run out of cash, in this case, we don't separate it. Some of the verbs are separable, but some of them are not. If they don't have an object, you will not separate them for sure. So, we have transitive and intransitive verbs. But what does that mean? Basically, a transitive verb is a verb that has an object, and an intransitive verb does not have an object. So, I want you to please pause the video and identify the two transitive verbs and the two intransitive verbs. Okay, let's check. They sat down to rest. In this case, sat down is intransitive because we don't have an object. Next, my brother had his friends over last weekend. This verb is transitive because we have an object, in this case, his friends. Remember to clean up the kitchen after you finish cooking. Clean up is a transitive verb because we're going to clean up the kitchen. And the last one, my sister tends to show up at the last minute, is an intransitive verb because we don't have an object. Okay, great. So, now we're going to go ahead and practice with the phrasal verbs. Please go to your workbook page 50, exercise A. Here, we need to circle the best option to complete the house rules. For example, if a problem comes up, over, or off, please call the building manager. In this case, we should choose comes up. Now pause the video and work on the rest. Okay, great, let's go ahead and check. If you make a mess, clean it up. 3. If you see trash on the floor, pick it up and throw it away. 4. When you leave your room, be sure to turn off the lights. 5. Talk quietly in the hallways so you don't wake people up. If you have friends over, they must leave the building by 11 p.m. Did you have the same? Great job! Now, we're going to work on exercise B. And here, we need to complete the parts of the conversation with the expressions in the boxes. For example, I never look forward to our house meetings, but I guess tonight's meeting is important. There are so many things we need to come up with, go over, put off, or wake up. In this case, the correct verb is going to be go over. We need to talk about these things. Now pause the video and work on the rest of the conversation. Okay, make sure you also complete this part of the conversation, and we're going to check it during our class. I will see you then. Bye bye!